Good morning. Back into a nice little AM reading routine. Time is 6:30. The book of choice at the moment, Mr. Gabor Mate, the GOAT. It's a big one, this one. Try and get it done before we see him in October. He's travelling, touring the UK. That was my Christmas present this year. So it's a great read. Very, very detailed, very in-depth, and I feel like I'm in a strong enough psychological position now to do a little bit of self-therapy. So points being made here, I can kind of relate it back to issues that I've had in my past, and it's eye-opening. It's incredible. What a bloke. But we are a couple of weeks out. We're a couple of weeks out for the Mykonos Classic, and obviously they're very what's the word? I don't know. It's too early for me to think. I was basically going to say that they've got like a rule over there where you're not allowed in unless you're shredded. So I've got a few more percentage body fat to go before I'm allowed entry into the island. So we're going a little bit more aggressive. We've got 2 full weekends to go. We fly on the Sunday 22nd, I think it is. So, you know, the good thing about being an ex-bodybuilder, the good thing about going enduring those preps is if we want to switch it back on, we can diet. That's the good thing. That's one of the many positives that I can take from my bodybuilding years. Is if I want to turn the heat up a little bit, I can do it up here, and I can do it up here, and I can do it up here, and I can do it down there, and I can do it up there. So let's get moving. It's 6:30. I've got a call at 7:30. So let's wake up, take my colitis medication, hydrate, take the dog for a walk. AM expenditure first thing, always a necessity. Kick things off. Go on, you can grab it. Look at the neck on me. There you go. My man. My man. I said forget about it, cur. My pockets ain't empty, cur. Name that film. Check this. Wah wah wee wah. The Lego addiction continues, this time with Mr. Paul Walker's Nissan Skyline. There it is, man. I miss him. Every single day I miss the geezer. What a legend. Gym time. It is 19 minutes past 11. So during these aggressive fat loss stages, if I can occupy a lot of space in the morning through steps or a run and my work, then I can train fasted. And then that gives me a window where by probably about 1-ish till about 6 I'm eating, which is what I like to do. During aggressive fat loss stages, I think if you can get in some form of caffeination and some form of fast in the morning, and then you can condense all your meals into one given time frame, it's brilliant for people that like to eat food. Some people it doesn't work, some people it does. For me, it works very well. And then what we will be eating, we will go through. Post-workout, this is protein and fat meal number 1. So we've got 4 egg whites, some chili jam, sun-dried tomatoes, courgette, and then this little concoction here is 4 bacon medallions, beetroot, and it is some walnuts to go alongside it. Very nice, and a bit of Dr. D. Big fan of pro-fat meals, something that when my clients have or are on low food, we tend to get in 1 pro-fat meal, potentially 2, depending on how many carbohydrates they've got. Around about lunchtime, helps regulate blood glucose, fantastic for satiety as well. There's no real carbohydrates here, bar a little bit in the sun-dried tomato and a little bit in the courgette. So we're not going to see that big escalation rocket in blood glucose, which for a lot of people during dieting phases, it makes them crave more carbohydrates. So this fills me up perfectly. Time is now 1:45, so done a good job training, working, steps. Now I've got a good window of eating. Now the other Whoa, 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 whoa! Jesus Christ. There you go. I feel like I need some pills then. The other good thing about the eating window between like midday until 6 is that I don't snack. I used to struggle if I had food at like 7:30 or 8 o'clock before work, and then lunch, and then 12 till 1 till 6 was a nightmare. And if I didn't have any calories, I mean when I was on poverty calories for prep, teas are great. This is the shortbread tea from M&S. It is like crack. It's unbelievable. It's really good. And the nutritionist got me on those. Decaf coffee, good. 0 calorie fizzy drinks were really good because it sort of, I don't want to say bloated you, but it just made your stomach feel like it was full. If you're really struggling, excuse me, fantastic little hack on prep, tuna. Something about that tuna being quite dry that it really helps satiety. So if you get some tuna, maybe some sun-dried tomatoes, some cucumber, mix it together, and then get on some low-calorie sauce, that's like a decent little protein here. If you're struggling with dieting, try to snack on protein as opposed to carbohydrates. Sometimes it's okay, like if you were to have an apple and some peanut butter, that combination of the fat and fiber is decent. But sometimes if I snack on carbohydrates when I'm dieting, I'm just ravenous. I want more carbs. So try and get in some protein. But this way, I've had some food, I've worked for a little bit, check the clock, and I'm like, brilliant, I can have another meal. So let's go and have another meal. So time is a big issue for a lot of people, and this is very time efficient. You can prep this the night before as well. So we've got chicken with a bit of all-purpose seasoning, some salt, courgette, orange and yellow pepper, some tomatoes and a bit of mixed herb. These will go in to the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. If you want some carbohydrates with this, you could do sweet potato, and they cook all the same time, which is perfect. Then we're going to serve lunch with some red pepper hummus. Someone said, how do you get the effect on the plate? Just whack it on there and then just use the back of the spoon. And you can create it. You can create any sort of shape that you want. And there is pro fat meal number 2. We've got some roasted mixed veg, red pepper hummus, some olives, and then we have a chicken breast. Super simple, super easy. Managed to crack on with some work whilst that was cooking. Amazing. Big fan of med style food. Also anyone with Crohn's or colitis, my fellow IBD sufferers, making that switch, having more olive oil, more omegas, more fish, has been fantastic for my stomach. So amazing. Time is 4:30. Wrap up with some work, and then I'll eat again in probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours time, although I feel like I'm going to be pretty full after this. So Warzone is calling me. Season 4, what we saying? Hi, my name's Warzone. I like to change things and make them shit when they're really good. Season 3 was great. Season 4, I don't know. Content chat before dinner. So I did a Q&A, content Q&A on my Instagram today. Quite a lot of questions on how I create my reels. So more often than not, when I'm scrolling through TikTok, I'll find a certain piece. This is an interview with Rick Rubin, and I'll use the voice, the discussion, as a piece of content. And then I've got a couple of phones. Always keep a hold or a hard drive of all of your content from when you travel or your training sessions, and then you can always dip into it. So I edit everything on Final Cut Pro. This is today's reel. And then when I want some text, I use a company called SubMagic, S-U-B Magic, and it's AI based, so you can upload it, and then you can upload your own fonts in here, like custom fonts, and then it will have the text there for you. So super simple way. If you want text on screen or even like a voiceover of yourself, then an app like this is fantastic. Dinner tonight, super simple. If you're after something quick, again, we're talking about time here. Green Thai curry with some rice. We're talking chop up some spring onions with some green Thai paste. Fry it off, get some coconut milk in there, then some courgette, some red pepper, and then protein source of your choice. I've gone for the Argentinian red shrimp. I like a prawn with a prawn/shrimp with a green Thai curry. Protein in here is 30 grams of protein. which is good for a prawn because sometimes the prawns are a little bit too low. And then I'll just serve it with some rice. That looks lovely, ladies and gents. First injection of carbs today. Whoa, steaming up a bit there, Cycles. First injection of carbs, got 250 grams of jasmine, got the prawns, courgettes, a little bit of spring onion. There you go, ladies and gents, a little insight into my day-to-day in this aggressive fat loss phase. It's only going to be for a couple of weeks. Not that sustainable. I think I could probably squeeze about 4 to 6 weeks of that style of dieting out. Once we're back from Mykonos, I'll increase calories a little bit and then I'll continue to lose body fat. So I'm losing body fat just at a quicker rate at the moment. Now, if you wanted to go aggressive yourself and use the kind of stereotypical 7,700 that we use, which is the equivalent to 1 kilo of body fat, although I think it's closer to around about 9,000 now. Newer research is coming out that shows 1 kilo of body fat is around about that. Then what you'd essentially do is that 7,700 that we stereotypically use would allow you to lose a kilo per week. So what you would do is you divide that 7,700 by 7 days, which is 1,100, and that would be your daily deficit. So you'd work out your maintenance calorie intake. We can use the Body Scan UK calculator. So I only weighed myself once, and I'm going to do it again at the end of this fat loss phase. My fat loss phase has been really intuitive. It's just been running, and it's also been 3 whole meals per day, and I've just been gradually taking a little bit of carbs away, a little bit less sweet potato. In this current phase, because it's aggressive, I'm taking 2 of my carb meals out and just having 1 carbohydrate meal. But we could do this as an example. If I put my start weight in, which gives my resting metabolic rate of 1,800 calories, then I put in my activity level, which is, I'd say, moderate, 4 to 5 days per week. Your maintenance calories are approximately 2,800 per day. So that 2,800 calories, or thereabouts, again, we've spoken before about how many different variables go into maintenance calculators, but just using this as an example, 2,800 calories per day, if I went into a 1,100 calorie deficit, which would put me on about 1,900 calories, at that given weight, the 88 key, I'd be able to lose a kilo a week. Now that isn't continuous. I won't be able to lose a kilo a week unlimited because of the adaptation process during a fat loss phase. So it will get harder and harder to lose that kilo per week. But I'd be able to lose that kilo a week in terms of aggression. Who knows? It will be interesting to see what it will be like. Maybe we do that in the future. But if you do want to go aggressive and you have a holiday in a couple of weeks and like, yeah, I want to turn the heat up in the kitchen a little bit, then going into like a 1,000 to 1,100 calorie deficit per day, which is tough, especially if you've been on low food already, but that will get the job done in terms of getting you nice and lean. Other requirements when you're going through these fat loss phases or aggressive fat loss phases, look at increasing protein intake, just more as an insurance job. Look at intermittent fasting techniques, very nutrient dense foods, as we've discussed before, whole foods. Volume is king here. But yeah, that is just what I'm doing. 2 weeks left to go. Light work, man. As I said at the start of the vlog, the beauty of being a bodybuilder, we can tap into these phases because psychologically and physically we've got it in the locker. All right, thank you for watching this vlog. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you, good night, and much love.